What is going on, everybody? Zach RC here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome along to episode number 2 of the F122 Road to GOAT Driver Career Series here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix of 2022. If you did miss the last episode, make sure to go and check that one out before you see this one. There'll be a card in the top right hand corner of your screen now. So looking forward to getting this one underway. The very exciting Jeddah Street Circuit, new to the Formula 1 calendar in 2021. Still up a very exciting race for us in the two it is held. So very tight circuit, 27 corners, one of the longer tracks on the circuit, and it should be a very entertaining one indeed. On the grid, getting ready now for the start. Of course, Bahrain, a very entertaining Grand Prix. With this race, it's going to be an entirely different kettle of fish. It's our first street circuit of the season. There's Lando Norris on your screen, and the Drivers' Championship. Perez leads the way to Verstappen, and then Leclerc after winning in Bahrain last time out. We're starting back in 15th place, an improvement on our qualifying position in Bahrain. We're going to try and convert that into some points if we can. And there's Charles Leclerc, your pole sitter, who could take the championship lead with a victory today, depending on where the Red Bulls finish. So here's your race strategy for this one. We're going for a one-stop once again as we get onto the strategy screen. We're going to be pitting on lap number 10. I decided to go one lap earlier to the hards, but they'll last that little bit longer because the hard can go about 22 laps or so. I'm going to lower the fuel as always, so we just about go about half a lap over. So without further ado, then let's get this one underway.
Here we go then, the formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we near ever closer to the start of the race. Which team will come out on top? Who's got their strategies right for today's race? We'll soon find out.
So as we make our way now towards the grid for the start of the second round of our 2022 season, the second race of our Formula 1 career, we have to ask ourselves, could we potentially score points in this race? As I say, we're starting from P15, out qualifying our teammate Alexander Albon for the first time, so 1-1 in terms of qualifying runs. We're going to try and beat him in the race as well, but if we can get some points here on the board, that'd be a really great way to bring some momentum for us going forward into the next few races. The two Aston Martins take their spots at the back of the grid. We go to 5 red lights now for the second round of the F122 Road to GOAT Career Series. And it's lights out and we are underway. Foot to the floor is a poor getaway compared to Schumacher on our left there. The run down towards that first corner. Gas is going to get us as well. We're down to P17. We're going to dive back to the inside at turn number 1 and try and get those 2 spots back. We've got Gasly. We can get Schumacher around the outside. We can. We're trying to get Magnussen as well. That's some brilliant traction off turn 2. And we've got the jump on him. So both fast cars now passed are into P14. Zhou's our next target in the Alfa Romeo. Goff is inside. A decent scuffle with him in Bahrain. And we've come out on top in this one. So round 2 goes to us in that respect. Tsunoda our next target there, but the pack behind us has dropped off. They're already a second behind us. So Zhou's really lost momentum. That's held up everyone else behind him as well. Yuki Tsunoda our next target. However, we don't have the speed to pass him at this moment in time. So to stay in line just for the moment. And moving on further towards the end of the lap, we should have a better run at him with the longer straight going into that final corner. Use a bit of our ERS and go late on the brakes, try to go around the outside here. He's forced us the long way around. Bit of a late move, so we weren't quite expecting it to work. But as we round the last corner to complete the first lap of this race, Charles Leclerc still showing the way for Ferrari. We use the ERS here. We used a bit of it on the first lap, so we're going to use a little bit more down the main straight, get us up to speed. We're going to try and go late on the brakes against the Japanese driver in the AlphaTauri, really late to the corner. Up the inside, whenever that started to curve a little bit there, we've managed to make it work though. We're up into P12, so it's a brilliant start though. We've gained 3 spots in more or less the opening lap or so. Now as you look to challenge Bottas going towards the left hand at the far end of the track, it used to be a DRS zone, not anymore. We'll go to his outside, see if we can make it work and move it behind him. And we've gone way too aggressive into the back of his car. We've now got wing damage and that's not how we want to start this Grand Prix off. That could really dampen our progress in the opening stage of this race. Bottas getting away from us in the time being. We're going to have DRS this time, so we could try and potentially make it work in some way. We've got to cut the corner there because we've had to. That's just how much it's impacted this stage. We're going on the DRS here to make our way through that section point for the first time. DRS now deployed, rear wing open. Bottas has it as well. We're going to use a bit of a battery as well. We used it at the start of the straight. And we're right there alongside him now. I'm going to go around the outside into the corner. We're about to really go off the accelerator an awful lot. We've managed to get around him nice and clean there. So we use the DRS to try and get away from him as well. And that should be all it takes to the Bottas encounter for the time being. He's still right there behind us, so have to be very careful going down towards this final corner. He's going to be on our inside then. Tsunoda's right behind us as well. We've gone way wide there through the final corner. Got to really lift to avoid the wall. Bottas alongside us once again as we make our way down this main straight. No DRS for both of us, no DRS for us, but Bottas has it on our left. He's getting a better run, plus the straight line speed of the Alfa Romeo compared to our Williams. We're using the battery to stay alongside him here, really forcing towards that left-hand wall. We're going into turn 1, once again late in the brakes, a bit deep into the corner and over the curve, but we've made it work. We're going to force Bottas out, and there we go, passing the fin to move up into P11 on lap 4 of this Grand Prix. So as we move on to lap number 6 now of this Grand Prix, we've got Tsunoda right behind us, still wanting to get that place back from us. He's got the DRS to make our way down towards that last corner. Ricciardo about 4.5 seconds up the road. So any chance of points out the window go way wide going that last corner. Tsunoda gets the jump on us. He's passes by half a car length. We use our ERS to try and get back alongside him. It's going to be side by side down the main straight. We're going to force him towards the left-hand wall, the same we did with Bottas. As he charged towards turn number 1. Tsunoda gets the run on us. We've got us clear. We're going to dive back to the inside and towards that first corner. Tsunoda locks up and goes almost straight on through turn 1. We're going to jump back through on the outside of turn 2 and move back up into P11. So brilliant stuff there, seizing Tsunoda's mistake as he pushed further on to lap number 9 now this race. As I make our way through the left-hander, we've hit the wall there, and that's right side damage once again to our front wing, and that could make matters a whole lot worse for us here. We've already got a bit of damage on the car. Let's have a look here at our damage report on the MFD. We're going to really lift to avoid hitting the wall once again at the exit of the chicane, and there it is, orange front wing, which is going to make our chances of actually making it around the rest of the lap a lot more difficult. We've still got a lap or so before we need to come into the pits. I don't want to come in any earlier than this at this point, because that could really jeopardise our strategy and make our hard tyres really fall off towards the end. We've got Magnussen right there behind us. He's managed to move up, passing both Tsunoda and Bottas, and now he wants to run at us for the 11th spot. Bottas about 1.3 seconds behind us, and Magnussen's our only concern right now as we make our way down towards that last corner once again, using what's left of our ERS here. Magnussen on the DRS. We're going to really have to go slow here for this next corner as we make our way out as a clean exit, avoiding the wall, and as Magnussen's going to come charging at us down this main straight. Going to force our way to the inside, and Magnussen's going to have to go the long way around. He's going to get clear of us with the DRS through going towards turn number 1. Let's try and make the same move we've done Tsunoda a couple of laps ago to the inside. We can't quite make it work. Magnussen stays in front of us there for the time being. So that is P11 lost, and we're down to P12. Very unfortunate there. We have to keep on making what we've got here with the damage we have. So we have to make our way around to the end of the lap in order to make it to that pit stop we need to make, and we have to repair that front wing as well. So that's going to cost us a decent amount of time in the pit lanes. We come towards the end of the lap, going wide for the last corner. Bottas might get us on the exit, but it doesn't really matter though, because we're going to come into the pit lane anyway. I don't think anyone's going to be following us into the pits here. Bottas gets the toe off us and carries on as I make our way now into the pit lane for the first and only time in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Pit limiter on. I have to say we did a much better job with that than we did in Bahrain. Making our way down the pit lane now as we have a fresh set of hard tyres going on the car and a front wing change. It wouldn't surprise me to see us at the back of this little pack that's built behind us. So there go the hard tyres and the front wing being changed as well. So hopefully we'll have a lot better grip on the racetrack when we get back out there. And the front wing, or the repaired front wing, will definitely help matters. There's our estimated life on the hard tyres. 19 laps, 8-second pit stop and all. Pit limiter now disabled. We get back underway and try and get back on the racetrack as soon as we can. But yeah, very unfortunate for us there to have to come into the pits and repair that front wing. Of course, the stop was mandatory anyway, so it's good that we got it out of the way. Coming to the end of lap number 11 now, we see some guys in the pits. Stroll, Albon, Gasly, same as it was in the last race. I'm experiencing some serious deja vu here. But once again, they're already at the pit exit and they're back on the racetrack. So we are now down to P19. The only driver is still behind us is Guan Yu Zhou, who had an incident earlier on in the race and fell further back after a little skirmish with us on the open lap. Not quite sure what happened to him there. We've gone a bit deep into the corner. We're still struggling to get to grips with these hard tyres, same as we did in Bahrain. Moving on to towards the end of lap number 12 now, or midway through lap 12, sorry. Stroll right in front of us. He's our first target. We get on the DRS and use some of our battery as well. We should really conserve some. We did a decent job managing at the start. We did kind of just let it all go. To the inside of Stroll into the chicane. We've managed to get the job done here. You see how much better the car is handling with the repaired front wing. Back to how it was earlier. We're up into P18 now. So we've still got a bit of work to do to try and make our way up into P12, P11 where we were. Our next target being our teammate Alexander Albon. This is the first time we're going to be going wheel to wheel with our Williams teammates. Hopefully we can come out on top here. We're going to have the DRS once again. I'm not sure if Albon will get it off Tsunoda because he's 1.3 seconds behind, so he definitely won't. Tsunoda has DRS in front, so no chance from catching the AlphaTauri. It's going to be us versus Albon as we make our way to the left-hand side of him, making die towards the corner, and we should be able to get the job done, forcing Albon out. He has to go over the curbs a bit there, so he's lost a lot of momentum, and we are now up into P17. We've still got 12 more laps to go, so plenty of time to keep on making up these places, and with the speed of this car, we're definitely doing a brilliant job right now. 2 seconds behind Yuki Tsunoda to make our way to lap number 15 now. We've got a message. Max Verstappen is out of the race, and that's an internal failure on the car by the looks of things. He's pulled the car over to the side on the minimap there, but Verstappen, the reigning world champion, is out of the Grand Prix. You can see his Red Bull car there laying dormant at the side of the racetrack, so very unfortunate for him. That's going to be a lot of points he's losing, but that does bring us up another place. So in terms of our situation, it's brilliant for us. We're up into P16, and we're now challenging Vettel and Tsunoda for P15 and 14 respectively. On to lap 17, Tsunoda got past Vettel now, so the German is our next target on a hit list. He hit the wall there. Oh, that's not going to be too good. We didn't get too much damage. We've gotten away with it to a decent extent. But Vettel now right there in front of us, and we could have a bit more difficulty passing him thanks to that little bit of damage. So going further on now, I'm going to redeploy the DRS as we did with Stroll earlier on. Going to try and get both the Aston Martins over the course of this race. Stroll's now past Albon. Those two are going head-to-head for P17. We'll go around the outside of Vettel this time, so we're making it work on both sides of the racetrack. We've managed to, yeah, as I say, we've managed to make it stick, but into P15 now. There's a few more places away. We've only got 8 more laps to go, and Tsunoda is our next target as we push further on now to lap number 19 in this race. Tsunoda has caught Schumacher, so we've been chasing him for about a lap and a half of this stage, and he's caught the Haas in front, and I believe it goes Tsunoda, Schumacher, Bottas, then Magnussen for the places that we need, to my knowledge. There we go, around the outside of Yuki Tsunoda there, into the same turn we put the car in the wall earlier. We actually make this work here off the corner. Tsunoda are still alongside us there, side by side, half a car separating us, but we now draw level with the Japanese driver. There's a bit of wheel banging there, caused by us, so we make our way, have to cross the track in order to make our way back onto it. We've kind of come up in front of Tsunoda there, so I doubt he'll be so pleased with us for that. We're now up into P14, no damage done to either car, but he's lost a lot of momentum. But he's still right there behind us as we now challenge Mick Schumacher at the end of lap 20 and the start of lap 21. Just 5 more laps to go in this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Let's get around Schumacher as quickly as we can on the run towards turn 1. Bit of tyre smoke from the Haas there. We're drawing half level with him as we go through turn 1. Out of turn 2, once again getting the better traction. And there we go, up, getting another place. And we've got a little train in front of us here, P13 now. And there's a genuine chance that we could end up back in P11 where we started, maybe even P10, because I'm not quite sure how much further ahead Magnussen is. We've got lap traffic in front of us. That's Guan Yu Zhou, who's showing no signs of getting out of the way. So that's to it for a move to his inside in a very dangerous place there. We've managed to make it past him, so now we can focus on chasing these guys up in front of us. Green flag now back out. There's a yellow behind us. Not quite sure what that's for. That's one of the Aston Martin, and that might be Lance Stroll, who's out of the race. But that's not our focus right now. We are chasing Bottas and Gasly, and there is Magnussen for P10, and there is the confirmation. Stroll out of the race. We're down one more car, down to 18 drivers still left in this Grand Prix. And there's Gasly and Bottas side by side now into the chicanes. It's going to be very tight between those two, and they're still side by side. We've gone to lap number 23. Just 3 more laps to go in this race, and we've got to get past these two if we want to try and fight Magnussen at the end of this Grand Prix. We're going to try and make a move around Bottas around the outside. We'll try and follow Gasly through if he can get the job done. Whoever gets the pass first, we'll try and follow them through here. Gasly has the inside, so I should think he'll get around Bottas first. And there he does get around the fin. We're going to try and go around his outside here, see if we can make that way. We're going a bit wide and way off our line. Bottas to the inside. We cut the corner there, and that's an illegal overtake. We'll have to give that place back, and that's going to lose us a lot of momentum. And I think any chance of us chasing and catching Magnussen now out of the window with just 2.5 laps to go. So we're going to have to be purely chasing Bottas and Gasly if we can. I think Gasly's 1.6 up the road now, so he's a bit hard for him to catch us, for us to catch him now. We have DRS on Bottas, Gasly now getting away, so I think P12 will be the best we can hope for. It'll be a fight for this top position. Going to look to the inside now of Bottas, drawing side by side with them, and now in front by half a car length into the last corner with the help of that DRS and the little ERS we have left. As I say, the management have still got to work on that over the course of the next few races. But Gasly now 1.4 seconds up the road, so I think catching him might just about be out of the question here. But Bottas still all over us. He's our main priority. We've got to defend from him for P12. He's clear of us, not quite clear, he's in front of us into turn 1. We make a bit of contact, we go over the curbs. We've managed to make it work though, no warnings for contact surprisingly, so I'm surprised how we managed to get away with that. But we managed to carry on though, still in P12, Bottas still about half a second behind us, so we're definitely not in the clear just yet. As we push on now towards the final lap of this Grand Prix, Bottas still not finished, wants one more go at us into turn 1. Once again he's in front of us going into the corner, but we're still side by side with him. We're going on the inside, and as we always do, getting the traction on the exit. Brilliant stuff, still holding on to P12, but I dare say he might have one more run at us, and Tsunoda might be joining the fight as well. He's just right there behind the Alfa Romeo, but further up front it's going to be Charles Leclerc who's leading the way. He's dominated this Grand Prix and is about to tie Sergio Perez in the World Drivers' Championship with this victory. Charles Leclerc then wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix for Ferrari. Brilliant start for him to kick off his season, and meanwhile we're still dealing with Bottas and Tsunoda behind us, trying to steal P12 and try and get our record best finish and only our second start in Formula 1. Last chance for Bottas and Tsunoda to try and get the place off us. We'll defend from both cars on the way towards that final corner. Tsunoda's out of it, he's got no chance. On the inside of Bottas, we have the better line. We're behind him going to the DRS zone, so we'll get the DRS, and that'll be all she wrote. We'll come home after the comeback drive we required to take P12 after losing damage in that front wing and losing time, and we've come back to finish in 12th. Get in there.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home. That's a fantastic performance from Ferrari. It hardly looked in doubt. So, Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance in today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
So at the end of a very, very thrilling Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, it's Charles Leclerc who takes victory in the streets of Jeddah. Carlos Sainz makes it a Ferrari 1-2, and Sergio Perez closes off the podium in third place. Still holding on to that championship lead, but now tied with Charles Leclerc. Dead even with those two, giving 40 points each and a race victory each to their names. It'll be a very entertaining battle to kick off this season in the Drivers' Championship. Unfortunately for Verstappen and Lance Stroll didn't make it to the end of the race, and we did well to come back with considering the time we lost in the pits of the wing damage. So all in all, a good race if you ask me.
Well, that lead at the top has somewhat shrunk today. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
Well, you've put me in a bit of a tight spot today, but I think I'll go for Pierre Gasly. He kept a cool head under pressure and made the most of some difficult circumstances.
Let's move on to the constructors. Ferrari take the lead at the top of the table. There was also a strong showing from the Mercedes team today as they make their way up the standings. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
So there are your final results. Then we come home in P12, just clear of Bottas and Tsunoda, but 2 places off the points in the end of it. And Alexander Albon finishes down in 17th place. We have beaten our teammate for the first time in our Formula 1 career, so we're 1-1 in both qualifying and the race between ourselves and Albon. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, so can confirm it is Perez and Leclerc, tied game on 40 points each. Sainz sitting down 3rd, Hamilton now 4th, and Verstappen falls down to 5th. Russell gets up into the points paying places now after his no point score in Bahrain. So it's going to be a very entertaining fight for the championship. 5 drivers already there within that 25-point margin. Ferrari now take over as championship leaders by 6 points to Red Bull, and we're still down there in 9th place. So with that, you guys, that is the end of the video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hope you're looking forward to the next episode, and I shall see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.